Yeah. So there are a lot of solvents. So please write down certain examples of solvents. Acetone we can use, ether we can use, chloroform we can use, methanol we can use, ethanol we can use, and even water we can use as solvent. Right now, what we will see in detail is which solvent is used to extract what kind of drug. So that will be the important discussion. Right. So generally, water is used to extract. Write down tannins, saponins, terpenoids, polypeptides, lecithin, starch, and anthracene. I will write it down on the screen so that you can understand. Let's
సార్ స్క్రీన్ కనబడట్లేదు.
ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి కనపడుతుంది. Yeah. So can you see my screen? Whiteboard?
No, sir.
Now?
No, sir.
లేదండి షేర్ చేశాను చూసుకోండి. సరే 6 పీపుల్స్ ఆర్ ఫాలోయింగ్. స్పీకర్, మనోజ్ఞ, వర్ష అందరికి కనిపిస్తుంది.
Yes, sir.
Slide it.
I can see.
Yeah. So see, the important thing what we are going to discuss is how other solvents are being used for extraction. So water lo ఏమేమి యూజ్ అవుతాయండి? వాటర్ తో మనం ఏమేమి ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయొచ్చు? లెసిథిన్, you can use, okay, polypeptides, terpenoids,
What screen is this, sir?
so can you see my screen?
Now
Yes,
it's
sir.
okay, sir.
Okay,
It's okay.
okay, fine. So చూడండి వాటర్ ని ఎలా యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం? వాటర్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ కి వాట్ కాంపౌండ్స్, anthocyanins can be extracted using water, starch can be extracted, tannins, saponins, terpenoids, polypeptides, lecithin, all these active pharmaceutical ingredients are being extracted using water. So please note down that. Next, ethanol. Ethanol can be used as a solvent in extraction of tannins, polyphenols, flavonols, terpenoids, steroids, and alkaloids. Okay, so these drugs are being extracted or active pharmaceutical ingredients are being extracted using ethanol as a solvent. Then let's see methanol. Methanol body same only saponins, terpenoids, anthracene, tannins, right? ఇంకా చూడండి lactones, flavones, phenones, polyphenols, all these substances can be extracted using methanol as a solvent. Chloroform, flavonoids and terpenoids, right? Ether, alkaloids, terpenoids, coumarins, fatty acids, we use ether as a solvent. And acetone for phenols and flavonols, we can use as a solvent. So generally in extraction, we are going to use solvent, and this solvent is helping us to extract pharmaceutical ingredients, active pharmaceutical ingredients from the crude products, and these are the solvents generally we are using for extraction. Okay. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So next, general techniques of medical extraction law. General plant homogenization is the one of the technique used. And the plant parts తీసుకొని plant parts ఏం చేస్తామండి వాటిని పచ్చళ్ళగా చేసుకుంటాం, హోమోజనైజ్ చేసుకుంటాం, క్రష్ చేసుకుంటాం. అది one method, and this is the oldest and not scientific method. Then we use maceration, very important. Then we use infusion. Then we use percolation. Then we use decoction and soxylation. These are the 5 important type of drug extractions which we are going to use: maceration, infusion, percolation, decoction, and soxylation. Please note them down. So we'll start with the simple one: infusion. Infusing the drug. Example: if you are traveling in the train, what you will see? Tea cuplo, pala cuplo, he will give one tea bag to insert in it. You simply infuse it, remove it. Infuse it, remove it. It's like a dip system. Tea bag ఉంటుంది చూడండి. That is a simple technique of infusion. And in good
Infusion.
olden days, what they used to do for the infusion, tea bags laga, like crushing, storing it in the ఏమంటారు దాన్ని perforated bags లో కాకుండా, even they used to do, there is an infusion cups అండి, tea cups లో. I will show you, there are very beautiful and important infusion cups. I'll show you the photo if possible. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, మీకు కొన్ని కప్స్ కనిపిస్తున్నాయి చూడండి ఇక్కడ. దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఇన్ఫ్యూజన్ కప్స్. ఇందులో ఈ పైన పార్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దీంట్లో he has stored certain flowers, and కింద పార్ట్ లో హాట్ వాటర్ ఉంది. సో ఆ హాట్ వాటర్ ఇన్ఫ్యూజెస్ ఇన్ దిస్ సో దట్ ద ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ కమ్స్ అవుట్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి. సో you maybe coffee beans or tea powder, something is in the top part, and the కింద part లో hot water will be there. So hot water infuses in it and it will extract the drug. So I'll show you the videos also so that you can understand. Infusion మీరు చదువుకున్నప్పుడు అట్లా వీడియోస్ వాడకపోయేది. సో మనం ఏం చదివామో ఏం గుర్తుందో కూడా తెలియదు. సో హియర్ you will remember it if I show you once the videos how infusion is going on. Yeah. మీకు ఇక్కడ పిక్చర్స్ లో క్లియర్ గా కనిపిస్తుంది కదా, వాడు ఈ మెష్ లో డ్రగ్ పెట్టేసి క్రష్ చేస్తే హౌ డ్రగ్ ఇస్ బీయింగ్ ఇన్ఫ్యూజ్డ్. యా, వీడియో, దిస్ వీడియో విల్ హెల్ప్ యూ. These are infusers. Nowadays we are using this for generally like tea and coffees and other beverages, but olden days we used to use this in extraction of drugs. So powdered drug material వేసేసాడు and the hot water, so simply it infuses. This is the infuser. This is the oldest and easiest method of extracting drugs and active pharmaceutical ingredients from the dried parts. So cleaning is easy, installation is easy, extraction of the drug is easy, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the infusion technique. I hope you understood. Very simple and very easy. Uh, I know many of you, maybe you have seen all these kind of things, but just as a reminder, we have seen what is infusion, right? And then decoction. So very simple and easy method. You know it every day in kitchen. Like many of us will prepare the decoction. In decoction, what will happen? We don't just infuse, but generally we will take this powdered dried leaf extracts and we will boil them. We will heat them in the hot solvent. So what happens? This hot solvent enter into this dry leaf extract, right? Imbibes into it, dissolves the active drug, and comes out. So that is the basic thing what's happening in decoction. Okay. So this is infusion and
Okay.
decoction. You can see plant tissue homogenization is the simplest and the oldest part. Take the plant parts and we'll crush them and extract the drug from them. Pasaru తీయడం అంటాం కదండి. That's the method what's
అవును.
happening in plant homogenization. Right? And very important, what's happening in maceration, you can see, you can have a look. Maceration లో drug ని మనం macerate చేస్తామండి. Drug ni we will store it in the mixture of the solvents. That's what's happening in maceration. Whole drug or the plant extract or coarsely powdered crude drug is placed in stoppered containers with the solvent. సో సపరేట్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఏముండదండి, దాన్ని పక్కకు పెట్టడమే, నానబెట్టినట్టు ఆ పౌడర్ డ్రగ్ ని, డ్రై డ్రగ్ ని అక్కడ విల్ స్టోర్ ఇట్ విత్ ద solvent. So allowed to stand at room temperature for a period of 3 days with a frequent agitation until the soluble matter get dissolved. So general maceration it can take 3 days, sometimes 5 days and more also. Okay.
ఓకే.
The mixture is then strained and the mark is important ikkada, and menstruum is the two important things you should remember, that the damn solid material is pressed. So what is mark and what is menstruum? The liquid in which this crude drug is being extracted, the solvent is called menstruum, and the mark is the crude drug or the powdered drug which we are using to extract. Okay, so the combined liquids are clarified and filtered by decantation or by filtration. Okay, so this is what happening in maceration. Then what's happening in infusion we have already seen, and the infusion law, fresh infusions are prepared by the maceration by macerating the crude drug, right, for a short period of a time. So these are the dilute solutions and readily soluble. Already మనం వీడియో కూడా చూసామండి ఇన్ఫ్యూజన్ లో ఏమైతుందో. Then digestion పెద్దగా అవసరం లేదు. What's happening? Decoction, already you know, we will boil the crude drug in a hot water or the hot solvent. That is called decoction. Okay.
ఓకే.
Yeah, so the crude drug is boiled in a specified volume of the water, 1:4 defined time. Volume is reduced to 1/4 of the original. Cooled and strained filter is being seen. So decoction is the very oldest technique which we can see. Hello. Yes. Good evening. అవునండి, చెప్తామండి, పంపండి. 7 to 9 ఈవినింగ్. మీరు రండి మేడం, మాట్లాడతాం. నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను. ఇప్పుడు రండి మేడం, 9 గంటల దాకా ఉంటుంది. ఓకే. థర్డ్ ఫ్లోర్ అండి. So you can see these are the percolators. After maceration, we have the percolation procedure. So these are all electric and modern percolators. Old percolator చూపిద్దామంటే image conical shape లో ఉంటుందండి, with the bottom. Yeah. So can you see on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So percolators ఇలా ఉంటాయండి. Maceration can be done in any container, closed containers, right? But percolation ki we need this kind of equipment, right? So percolator lo because we have different layers and everything. I will show you in detail what percolation is, but I'm showing the picture. So this is the how percolators will appear. Inka vachesi next oxidation kuda equipment చూపెట్టేస్తాను. తర్వాత మనం theory చెప్పొచ్చు. This is the sock split apparatus. With the sock split apparatus, animated system అనేది ఇంకా క్లియర్ గా అర్థమవుతుందండి. So animated, I want to show you it's missing somewhere. But anyhow, this is how oxidation equipment appears. Soxlet apparatus అంటామండి ఇందులో. ఇందులో క్రూడ్ డ్రగ్ ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేస్తాము? ఇక్కడ. ఇందులో క్రూడ్ డ్రగ్ ఇక్కడ స్టోర్ చేస్తామండి. ఐ విల్ షో ఇన్ ద వీడియో ఫార్మాట్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్. ఈ సాల్వెంట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో హౌ దిస్ solvent is traveling up and how it is condensating, everything you will see. But మీకు చూపెట్టడానికి ఎక్విప్మెంట్ చూపెడుతున్నానండి. దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ సాక్ స్ప్లిట్ apparatus will appear. ఇలా స్క్రీన్ మీద క్లియర్ గా చూడండి. సో వాటర్ బేసికల్లీ కండెన్స్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది, వాటర్ ఎవాపరేట్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఆ హాట్ వేపర్స్ వచ్చేసి దీని మీద డ్రాప్ బై డ్రాప్ పడుతూ ఉంటాయి. సో ఆ హాట్ వాటర్ సాల్వెంట్ వేపర్స్ పడడం వల్ల క్రూడ్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ 1 by 1 స్లోగా ఇందులో పడుతూ ఉంటుందండి. ఇలా ఇలా ఇందులో వచ్చుకుంటూ ఇది ఫిల్ అయిపోయినాక సైఫన్ ట్యూబ్ మళ్ళీ ఇందులో పడుతుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ద సాక్ స్ప్లిట్ apparatus. Sock split apparatus, you have a condenser to cool down the concentrate for the extraction process, and you have the thimble లో crude drug store చేస్తాము, and you have a solvent. So in detail we will see. First I'm showing you the different equipment. So ఏమేమి ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ చెప్పుకున్నామండి మనం ఇన్ఫ్యూజర్స్ చెప్పుకున్నాం ఫర్ ఇన్ఫ్యూజన్స్, రైట్? దాని తర్వాత డికాక్షన్ అని చెప్పుకున్నాము. డికాక్షన్ లో వి డోంట్ యూజ్ అన్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్, జస్ట్ హీటింగ్ ప్రొసీజర్. దాని తర్వాత we have maceration also no specific equipment, just closed containers are sufficient. But percolators are different. Percolators are generally used than soxylation. So these are the different techniques. These are the different techniques of drug extraction: infusion, decoction, maceration, percolation, and soxylation. Okay. So ఇందులో which thermolayable substances ఉంటే ఏది వాడాలి, thermolayable substances లేనప్పుడు ఏది వాడాలి అలా చూసుకున్నట్లయితే అండి, soxylation is not at all suitable for thermolayable substances because soxylation involve heating step. Decoction involve heating step. Maceration and percolation lo there is no heating step at all. Infusion lo kuda we are infusing drug into the hot solvent. So three methods: infusion, decoction, and soxylation lo we have heating step. But in maceration and percolation, cold extraction techniques andi indulo ekkada kuda heating step undadu. So any drugs which are thermolayable, heat sensitive, anni kuda you can use this kind of equipment. Okay, so procedures రాసేసుకున్నారా అండి? డ్రగ్ ఎక్స్ట్రాక్షన్ ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి? ప్లీజ్ నోట్ ఇట్ డౌన్. ఫస్ట్ ఇన్ఫ్యూజన్, right? Then decoction, తర్వాత ఏముందండి? మాసరేషన్, then percolation, then soxlation. Right? Cold methods ఏంటి ఇందులో? These two, maceration and percolation, doesn't need any heating step. Infusion, decoction and soxlation have heating steps. Okay అండి, noted? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So next we'll ముందే ఫొటోస్ అన్ని చూపెడితే అయిపోతుంది, మనం ఫాస్ట్ గా తిరిగి చెప్పుకోవచ్చు అని. I have shown you all this content. Now we will directly jump to the theoretical part. Yeah. So percolation lo we use percolators, like just I said you. We use percolators used frequently to extract the active ingredients in the preparation of the fluid extract. Solid ingredients are moistened with the appropriate amount of menstruum, then allowed to stand approximately for 4 hours in a well-closed container. After the time the mass is picked and the top of the percolator is closed, the mixture is allowed to macerate for 24 hours. These are the steps in percolation using the percolator. Okay, then addition menstruum is added as required until percolation measures about 3/4 of the required volume. The mark is then pressed both in percolation and maceration. Pressing untundandi. Pressing the mark to remove the excess of the drug extract. The mark is then pressed and express liquid is added to the percolator. Sufficient menstruum is added to produce the required volume. The mixed liquid is clarified by filtration or by standing, followed by decantation. So this is what happening in percolation. Percolation lo percolator వాడుతున్నాము. Percolation lo first మనం powdered drug extract ni you are keeping it for in touch with the solvent for 4 hours అండి. దాని తర్వాత you are allowing it to stand for 24 hours in the percolator. Then the menstruum is marked is pressed properly. Why it is pressed? So that the excess amount can be removed. Additional menstruum is added if required, then it is pressed to remove the drug. Okay. Soxlation low, percolation low. What is the basic difference? The basic difference in soxlation and percolation is in soxlation,
Heating.
what's happening? Yeah, heating is involved. Finely grounded crude drug is placed in porous bag. Yes. Can you sit for 5 minutes? Sir is coming, please. Which subject? Subjects required. Okay, I'll let you know, please. Okay, so finely grounded fruit drug is placed in the porous bag or thimble. Thimble intelligent sugar tannin. Then, which is placed in a Soxhlet apparatus. Then the extraction solvent in flask is heated and the vapor condenses. Then those condensed vapor will fall on the thimble so that the drug starts extracting from that solvent. Okay, so this is what a Soxhlet typical apparatus looks like, right? So this is the Soxhlet apparatus, this is the condenser, this is the thimble, and this is the still where the solvent is being added. Okay, So in detail, we will see. I'm saying you superficially so that you can understand what are the different type of extractions. So, then all these things are not required. Yeah. So just a moment. Now we will discuss process, steps, and even application involved in all these procedures. Laptop stuck right in only 1 minute. Yeah. So coming to maceration process flow, it involves soaking of the plant pods or the biological material in a solvent, usually water, ethanol, or combination of water and ethanol at room temperature. We are not increasing the temperature in maceration. Then the solvent extracts the desired compounds over the time. Steps involved in the first material we will ground into small particles. Then we will soak this material into the solvent for hours together with occasional stirring. Then the liquid is filtered and separated, then the extract from the solid material. Application is generally useful for extracting bioactive compounds from the plants in herbal medicines. So this is short and sweet about the maceration. Maceration process లో ఏం చేస్తున్నామండి? We're soaking the plant parts, maybe the dried leaves or maybe the other plant parts which are size reduced biological material into the solvents like water, ethanol, or combination like 1:1 ratio, 1:2 ratio, 1:3 ratio combined దాంట్లో. Then the solvent extract, then desired compounds are extracted over the time. So hours together solvent to soak చేసి పెడుతున్నాం. Step 1, material are grounded into small particles. Step 2, materials are soaked into the solvent for years together or menstruum for years together. Step 3, liquid is filtered, mark is pressed, and the extract is separated. This is maceration. Coming to percolation. Percolation compared to maceration is very slow process. It's in slow passage of solvent through columns of the raw material. So what we will do, we will pack the raw material into the percolator through which we want to extract the drug. I have shown you the conical percolators. పైన నుండి solvent drop by drop పంపిస్తూ ఉంటే the solvent travels through this all packed material, and while traveling it wettens the material, it dissolves the material, and it takes, it absorbs the material to be extracted from it and slowly comes out. So this is the percolation low. Raw material is moistened with the solvent and packed in the column. More solvent is poured over the material which percolates through it. The solvent extracts the desired compounds as it passes through the raw material. Coming to application, common in the large scale extraction, alkaloids, essential oils, and other plant based products. Then you have the oxidation. The two things in maceration and in percolation, what's happening in maceration and in percolation, we are not involving any heating step. Whereas in oxidation, heating is involved. So in single sentence, if I want to explain about the oxidation, it's a continuous extraction method where the solvent repeatedly washes over the raw material. Okay, so steps: the raw material is placed in thimble intervention pattern in the extraction chamber. Then the solvent is heated to reflect the condense on the raw material. Then the solvent extracts the compound and is siphoned back in the boiling flask. This is oxidation, right? So these are the three common methods, uh, right, generally used for extraction. Ivi kaakunda, there are a lot of other modern methods which doesn't fall under